Hello everyone, I am Savior and I am speaking from the platform of the Zion Commission. You see, the people who live in this region called Nigeria have to understand one fundamental thing. We do not owe the West or the East anything. We do not owe UK anything. We do not owe China anything. Nor Russia or Germany, not even the United States of America. We don't owe them anything, especially the United States of America, because they feel it is their right to parasitize on us simply because they give Nnamdi Azikiwe a counterfeit democratic structure and a photocopy of their Second Amendment with clauses that our politicians were unable to understand fully. I don't see that as anything. In reality, they didn't give us anything. They never did anything for us. They came here in the 1950s with their patronizing songs about democracy and freedom and human rights and equality and blah blah blah. And Nnamdi Azikiwe and his friends, inspired by the CIA, went about telling everybody that we needed self-determination and all that hogwash. How can a people who were unable to sit in a single room for a full day without exchanging blows govern themselves? How were they planning to do that? But they had learned how to speak the English language. Therefore, they wanted a nation, or at least they thought they did, because they regretted that decision. Well, the English people knew that giving our administration over to the indigents would rid them of the obligation that they owed to the people, thus allowing them to continuously suck us dry under the shadows without being held accountable. So they gladly gave in. The young men got their nation and they panicked and sent the young Nigeria into endless decades of retrogressive existence. How can you begin a journey by moving backwards? And in this confusion, what did America do? They bent us over and they fucked us. Used corporate agencies and took over our crude oil, changed our economy down, and like confused children in the playground, Nigerians went about killing themselves in the name of Allah and Jesus Christ, the name of East and North. It destabilized the army, and Nigerian nationalism was killed even before its delivery. They messed up an already messed up people. Then came the years of the military boys with their colorful uniforms, fooling themselves around. People do not understand the severity of the situation, because you see them cry out to political leaders to help us escape from the mess that years of bad politics and bad decisions and harmful moves have thrown us into. But that is like a prisoner crying to a warder for freedom. If you aren't aware, then you must know today that the Nigerian government is your warder and the Nigerian people are the prisoners, both locked inside the prison, which is the political structure that we are stuck in. We have gotten used to living in perpetual dread. What will happen tomorrow? What will happen next tomorrow? What will happen next year? We know that we are sitting on a gunpowder keg. Our national institutions are completely hooked on the Western political structure, and we have faith that they have got our backs, but that is the biggest lie you have been told. Now it is becoming obvious. The economy of America and the United Kingdom is sinking. Do you have any idea about the inflation level in the West? We are here deciding the value of our naira in relation to the worth of the American dollar. But do we have any idea concerning the value of the American dollar as we speak? Do we have any idea concerning the level of inflation in the United States at this point in time? We are sadly hoping on a savior who desperately needs saving. We are anchoring our nation on a platform that is already far gone. The age of America is coming to an end. Look at America currently. This is the age of Africa, and everything points to that direction. When last did you look at international politics? When last did you go through the economic reports of the Western nations? America is over 300 trillions in debt to international communities, private entities, and international merchant banks. How do they plan to pay off? They do not have that kind of money. The American citizens are taxed like slaves so they can finance already existing loans in order to borrow some more, so they can run their nation. The United Kingdom is not better off. They are sinking in debt, both the government and the people. 9 out of every 10 American or English is in terrible debt. Is that sustainable? Depending on this kind of people, is it sustainable? We know that the borrower is a slave to the lender, and we know that money only pursues its own goals. Money doesn't care about you, only cares about itself. We wonder why $1 is worth close to 2K currently. The answer is in the dollar itself. What was the worth of a dollar in America 20 years ago compared to today? As the dollar sinks, so does our naira. It is like someone who cannot swim trying to save a drowning man. They are both fucked. Both the drowner and the savior. That is our position. My father bought his first Peugeot car at less than 5 naira. But today, how many 10-year-olds in this country know the color of 5 naira? Nobody uses 5 naira anymore. 500 naira could build you a comfortable 4-bedroom flat. Today, you cannot buy a sachet of noodles, of Indomie. Do we feel like we are making progress? We are owing every single entity in this world. We are owing China, we are owing Japan, Germany, America, UK, France, the bloody World Bank, the IMF, the WEF, countless private lenders, and you know what? Next year's budget, we will loan again. The following year, we will loan again. The 2 years to come, we will loan again. And it will keep going on because we cannot make more money out of thin air. We can not afford to run a nation like this. It is not sustainable. How can Nigerians ever enjoy the benefits of all our natural petroleum oil? When will Nigerians enjoy the dividends from all our gold and minerals deposits? From our lithium and our californium? From our diamond and metal deposits, when every kobo we make as a nation from selling our natural resources at the cheapest rates to foreign investors, and in addition to every single tax money, everything we make as a country is used to service existing loans so that we can be allowed to get another one, while the previous ones are accruing interests. Doesn't make any sense. Why do you think our civil servants are paid so poorly? Why do you think the schools in your village have remained the same for the past 20 years? And every single day Nigerians are taxed for everything. A poor widow carries her cocoyams to the market and she's taxed for it. She has to pay for tickets and levy even before making her first sales for the day. Even buying with cash cards is taxed. You buy something in a store with your hard-earned money and you are taxed for bank transfers. You are taxed for buying the products. Very soon you will be taxed for breathing oxygen. Our political agents are probably the highest paid in the world. So that they can close their eyes and close their mouths while Nigerians are ripped off, while our great-grandchildren are held shorty for debts that some guy wearing agbada looted to buy a penthouse in Dubai. They are stuffed so much with public money that they cannot lift a finger to stop the foreign parasites from taking everything we have. Buhari and his friends gave off our crude oil for about 10 years in advance in exchange for a loan that they quietly collected and shared amongst themselves. Now Tinubu and his band of merry men have landed, taken off fuel subsidy, the only thing Nigerians benefited from having all these crude oil deposits in our land. And where is the money from the subsidy removal, you ask me? They are servicing loans with it. Servicing loans to collect more. So they can steal the loans they want to collect. When the president takes, the Senate, judiciary receive their own. The armed forces collect, ministries collect, then the governors collect. And the same thing happens at every single level of governance in our nation. Who remembers the unemployed, starving Nigerians? Nobody. They do earn power and pay you 30k in months that they feel like paying you, and you clap for them. Their children's abroad, do they use 30k for their daily expenses? No. They take a full year of your life as a young graduate from a university in the name of serving a nation. Which nation? The one that does not care whether you live or die. Which nation are you talking about? The funny thing is, when this sharing is being done, do they tax themselves? No. When 300 million enters a governor's hands, and they start breaking it amongst themselves, 50, 20, 10, 5, do they tax themselves, at least to balance accounts? No. They collect their share, put it in their car boots, and everybody goes home. And a classroom teacher earning 40k with a family of 5 to support is taxed for buying a sachet of water. And then you will find out that you live in an evil society run by people who have sold their conscience and human empathy to Satan. You wonder why politics is the most profitable business in Nigeria. And they say you should be peaceful. Hold your peace. No, that is not the meaning of peace. A land cannot be as wealthy as Nigeria and yet the people are starving and languishing in hardship and existential terror while a few eat their fill, put us deeper in debts, and expect us to be peaceful. What kind of peace are you talking about? You have eaten your fill and I am starving and you want me to be peaceful. Peaceful for what? You are not being peaceful. You are being a coward. I cannot come to your home and start ravaging your properties freely. You will die defending your resources and your pride as a man. Yet, you allow these people to mess your nation up. Do you think there is a difference between your nation and your house? Do you think there's a difference between your country and your village? If you think there's a difference, then you do not understand what's going on. Ask the people of Niger Delta, whose land and water has been so polluted it is virtually harmful to even live in those villages. Do they have a say? No, they have no say. They do not have a say because every single piece of rock, everything found in the territory of this nation is owned by the Nigerian state, which includes you. And it is administered exclusively by the Nigerian government because you gave your consent during elections. But there you have your governments overrun with dubious fellows of very questionable origins, and you have the courage to sleep at night. You get mind? And somebody will come up and say, God is protecting us. That is true. God is protecting you from the things that you cannot protect yourself from. But when you carry a huge chain and tie your hands and your legs, and you lock it up, and you give the keys to dictators in the guise of politicians, then even God cannot save you. The nation of Israel, they claim to be God's people, right? Directly from God. They have a powerful God. And unlike us, their ancestors actually saw this God in action. But currently, they are at war. Currently, their men and women are battling it out with terrorists that are killing them every day. Why didn't they run into their synagogues to pray so that God will come and save them? But that is what Nigerians are doing. That's what we are doing. We are praying to God to come and save us when He has already saved us. God has already died for us. What more do you want? You don't know how to be angry. You don't know how to get pissed off. You don't know how to say enough is enough. How to break your chains and free yourselves. But you will learn, because necessity is the mother of all innovation. You will learn. Because I tell you that unless you cultivate the courage to become free men and women with the power to dictate over your life and over the life of your children, to stop running around like rats trying to grab more and more cheese, thinking that you are saving for a rainy day. You will wake up one fine morning and everything you have spent your life building will be gone. Just like that. I hear people say work hard, save up, and you can build a better future and a better life. That was before. Now you will work hard and you will die working hard, and nothing will change. The 1 million naira currently in your savings account will be worth less than 200k before the next year runs out. So you should know that you are hustling backwards. The system is not designed to favor you. That's a simple fact. And it is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. I hear people saying it is well. God will help us. And I am infuriated by that statement, because you clearly do not understand God or nature. When does a human child in the womb know that it is time to come out? The womb starts becoming uncomfortable. The womb starts becoming uncomfortable. The temperature is getting higher. There's no longer food. That's when he knows that I have to start planning to go to leave this womb. When does the seed know that it is time to germinate? It starts dying. So the hardship and hopeless situation of the land is God screaming at us that it is time to come out from this subjection. And until Nigerians walk the road to Calvary, we will never have that resurrection into a new life that we desperately need. They tell you to mind your business and keep your head low and face your future. What future? Tell me, what future? A future of endless borrowing and owing. A future of endless hunger, unemployment and deprivation. A future of psychological abuse and social belittlement. That is not a future. That is not future. That is no future. That is no hope. That is not sustainable. It doesn't make any sense. When I walk through the streets and I see my African children hungry, begging, starving, dying, it hurts me. It hurts me because there is a child, an African child, dying of thirst, even though he's inside an overflowing river. He's dying of thirst, wasting away all their potential, gone. That is not sensible. An African child may be sick. He may be uneducated. He may be physically unfit. But no African child has any business being poor. No African child has any business with poverty and starvation. Africa is too wealthy for that. But every single day, our wealth is lifted abroad to enrich the life and systems of foreign entities while we continue living in anomie. Every day, our children run away from their fatherlands to foreign nations in search of a way forward. Enough is enough. I have said it. I have made up my mind. Now you must say it too. Our strength lies in our unity. You think it is not your business, but it will be. When you do not have food to feed your children, when your 6-year-old child falls ill and you lack the finances to buy her medicine, then it will become your business. Because unless you do something about the system, it will remain the same. In fact, it will keep getting worse. Because my grandfather hoped it will become better. My father hoped it will become better. And I'm hoping it will become better. While in reality it's becoming worse. And my children will hope it gets better and their time will be worse. That is the reality. Do you know what a mold is? A mold. For the bakers and masons and sculptors out there, you know what a mold is. That thing you pour the dough into, or the concrete into, so you can have the shape you desire. And it doesn't matter who uses that mold or what time it is used, the shape of the end product will remain the same. If it is a triangular mold, whatever you put inside will come out as a triangle. But if you need another shape of cake, another shape of a block, then you must get another mold. That is the same thing with our nation. The political system is the mold. We either discard and utterly cripple the mold or continue in this feast of madness. I tell you that even if St. Patrick himself, who is the patron saint of Nigeria, becomes the president of this nation, inside this same political system, nothing will change. It will keep getting worse. And that is the reality. Our current state of existence is not sustainable. It is not. If I can inspire you to be bold, if I can inspire you to inspire your friends and your family, then I'll call myself a successful man. That is what I want you to be. I want you to be inspired. I want you to have hope of a better nation that will come to existence as a result of your own actions. Because what a man cannot achieve with his words, he must achieve with his hands. There is nobody coming to help us. Everybody has their own problems. It's either we do something or we continue suffering. And I do not intend to continue suffering. I do not plan to. May God bless us all.